everyone, I am Pragya Srivastav. I am here to deliver a lecture on control system. The course code is KEC 602 and presently we are discussing its unit 1, that is Introduction to Control System. Specifically in my today's lecture, I will be discussing the technique called as block diagram reduction. Previously we have seen block diagram reduction techniques and we have seen various methods how to reduce a block diagram. We will be using all those techniques to solve the numerical problem in today's lecture. So here we see such a question will be there, like consider the block diagram shown in the figure below. Simplify the block diagram using block diagram reduction rules. So to simplify means I am supposed to find out the ratio of output by input. So in this we can see that this is the output and this is the input. So I have to find out a transfer function so that this should give the ratio of output to input. In other words, I have to reduce the complete block diagram into a picture like this. Where the complete block can be represented using the transfer function. So I have to reduce it, I have to simplify it using all the rules which we have done or studied in the previous lecture. Now we see, just by having the first look on this slide, we can see that this particular element of the block diagram is nothing but a parallel path. So the two of them can be reduced by combining the two blocks in parallel. So parallel means G3 plus G4 simply. Another reduction can be achieved by combining the two blocks in series. So I am writing here as parallel, this one is series. Further, after reducing this in series, I can see a bigger picture where this element can be reduced as negative feedback loop. So we can see that much of the portion of the block diagram have been reduced just by following three techniques. The three techniques are blocks connected in series, blocks connected in parallel and blocks connected in negative feedback. So we shall reduce it even further when we will be reducing it step by step. So moving on to the reduction and simplification of the block diagram, we move on to next slide. Here we see that using this parallel we have represented it as G3 plus G4. So here is the term G3 plus G4. Also series means G1 into G2. So we have done G1 into G2 now. So this is the first step. In the second step we see we have implemented a negative feedback loop formula here. Negative feedback loop formula is G upon 1 plus GH, where G is the forward gain, H is the feedback gain. So here G will be replaced by G1, G2 and H will be replaced by H1. So coming on to this is a formula of negative feedback loop. Here G is G1, G2, 1 plus G1, G2 into H1. So I can write it as G1, G2 upon 1 plus G1, G2 H1, which is as same as G upon 1 plus GH. So this is G, this component is G, and this component is H in the generic formula. Now we can see that again we see that this particular combination comes under blocks connected in series. So there again we can apply series formula or cascading formula. So after reducing this as blocks connected in series like G5 into G3 plus G4, we look into a bigger picture where we can reduce this complete element by negative feedback. After reducing this complete using a negative feedback loop, we see that this component and this component will be in series. Combining the two in series, we see that this component will be in positive feedback with overall transfer function of the forward gain, thereby reducing the complete complex block diagram. So moving on step by step, first we will combine the two of them. So combining the two of them, we have got G5 into G3 plus G4. Applying the negative feedback mechanism here. So negative feedback, this is G, this is H, and for negative feedback we have G upon 1 plus GH. How we are figuring out that it is negative feedback? Because this negative sign is telling me that this is a case of negative feedback, where the feedback sign is entering, where the feedback loop, feedback path is entering into the summation with a negative sign. So we see that the G will be replaced by G3, G4, G3 plus G4 into G5, G3 plus G4 into G5. Here H will be replaced by H3. So this is the overall reduction of block diagram, overall reduction of the negative feedback loop. Now this loop is coming into series with this loop. So series means we will just multiply the two of them. Multiplying the two of them, we get this. See, we are multiplying G1, G2, G5 into G3 plus G4, G1, G2, G5 into G3 plus G4, and in the denominator we have 1 plus G1, G2, H1 into 1 plus G3, G4 into G5, H3. So this is the complete denominator thing. Now we see that this again is a bigger picture where the loop is nothing but a positive feedback. So positive feedback, the transfer function is G upon 1 minus GH. So this complete term will be replaced as G, this complete term will be replaced by H. So solving it mathematically, we see that I am writing the formula here, G upon 1 minus GH. So here G1, G2, G5 into G3 plus G4 upon 1 plus G1, G2, one plus G1, G2, H1 into 1 plus G3 plus G4 into G5 H3. This itself is just G divided by 1 minus GH. So I'll write the complete term again. G1, G2, G5, G3 plus G4 divided by 1 plus G1 G1, G2, H1, 1 plus G3, G4, G5, H3. Now I have to introduce H as well. So H is H2 by G5. H2 by G5. So here we see that we have to reduce this particular block diagram and obtain the simplified expression. Here this G5 goes into numerator, this G5 goes into numerator, and here we have G5 square, here we have G5 square, and then this complete term we can see that after we take the LCM and multiply it by 1, the complete term is being reflected here. Since it is a negative positive feedback, so here it is a negative sign, so that negative sign is reflecting here, and then we have this term into this H2. So this term is G1, G2, G5, G3 plus G4 into H2. Numerator being the same, plus this G5 going into the numerator, making it G5 square. So this is the overall reduced transfer function of the problem depicted in this slide. Here I have seen that this can be represented, the complete bigger block diagram can be represented by a single reduced expression. So this is how we have reduced a block diagram. Entering into another example where we are going to reduce the given block diagram. So this is example number 2. Here we see that straight away reducing looks impossible, so we need to make some shifts so that the reducing is achieved. What we can do, at the seeing for the first time, I can see that either I need to shift this takeoff point here. There can be many options. A student can go for many options. So any option you opt and you follow the correct reduction techniques, we will land up on the same answer. So strategy 1 can be, if I move this takeoff point after this gain term G3, so I have to divide this term with G3. Another option is I can move this summation here so that these two terms will come into cascade. So we can do either of the procedure, we can go with either of the strategy 2 or 1. So we can see that we have, this was strategy 1, this was strategy 2. So we have moved on to strategy number 2, where we are shifting this summation from here to here, and we can see that moving the summation from here to here, this path is getting this extra G1, so we have divided it with by G1. We see that this path was like X, it was Y, So here we have yg1 minus x. So it is yg1 minus x. So this x was independent of g1. When I am shifting it here, this x is getting multiplied with g1. Here it is y. So y minus x into g1, but I don't want g1 to be there with x, so I have multiplied initially. So this is how block reduction techniques have been incorporated. So after multiplying this by 1 by g1, I can very easily shift the summation from here to here. So now we see that just by moving that, I can club these two by blocks connected in series. So here I see that this has been clubbed as blocks connected in series. Now next step is to move the two input lines, interchange the two inputs of the summations, so that this summation can be sorted out, and then we see that this summation can be shifted here and this summation can be shifted here. And of course we should consider the shift along with the sign. When this summation will enter, when this input will enter the summation, we have to transfer it along with the negative sign. So we have transferred the input from here to here with the negative sign, from here to here with the positive sign. So this combination we see is a combination of positive feedback, which can be reduced as g1 g2 upon 1 minus g1 g2 h1. So this is, here we have reduced. Now we see this g3 will be multiplied with this, and I can write it simply g3. Here I have written g1 g2 g3 1 minus g1 g2 h1, g1 g2 g3 1 minus g1 g2 h1. So now this complete portion is a case of negative feedback. The overall result will be again a case of negative feedback, loop 1 and loop 2. Solving the first loop, we have achieved this, like as we have seen that this was the feedback gain considered as h, this was the feed forward gain considered as g. So this has been reduced to attain this. Now this loop is nothing but simply a unity feedback connected in negative sign. So here unity feedback, we have formula g upon 1 minus g, that's it. So reducing, since h is 1, so this is g upon 1 minus g. So reducing, we get g1 g2 g3 upon 1 minus g1 g2 h1 plus g2 g3 h2 plus g1 g2 h3, g1 g2 g3. So here we have solved two numerical problems on block diagram reduction techniques. The techniques which were already discussed in my previous lecture, we can solve even more complexer block diagrams, and we can get the simplified transfer function for the complex block diagrams. Thank you.